Okay, so this is a tonal drawing exercise which I think you might enjoy having a go at home. So I'm going to describe what I'm doing and you can make some notes and give it a go yourself if you feel inclined. So I'm starting off, I'm just drawing a straight line and I'm marking it out with 1/2 inch intervals. Okay, so I'm doing about 22 of these separate divisions. Okay, and then I'm just using a ruler. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're not after a sort of finished sort of work here. The transparent ruler actually makes life easier to get these lines straight. So you're looking to create 22 of those. Okay. And then I'm making some little marks at the bottom. So we start off with dark at one end. We're going to move towards light in the middle. As you can see, I'm writing down some numbers there. Light in the middle, and then the numbers reverse back to dark again. So this exercise is about developing a sort of subtlety with tone. And what I'm using with this is I'm using some Derwent sketching pencils. These pencils can actually, they're water soluble and they're excellent for sort of sketching. But you can also say you can use a brush pen and create some really nice effects. So I'm just starting out here, and the first column I'm making as dark as possible, 100% dark. And then the aim is to move along and make each column progressively lighter. And it's more challenging than it seems. It's quite difficult to get a gradual tonal development with pencil. We tend to either emphasize the lights or darks, so we're looking for nice sort of step changes. And I'm also trying to keep the columns relatively consistent, not too patchy. So you can see we're going, see those two are a bit close together maybe. So a lot of it's about developing a sort of your sensitivity with regards to the pressure that you put down on the pencil. So this is it's an excellent exercise. You could use it with all sorts of different media. You could use it with coloured pencils. You could use it with charcoal. I'm using it with a nice dark pencil here. The dark pencil gives me actually access to more of a tonal range than if I was using a hard pencil. So for those of you that don't know, so we have, in pencils you have H pencils, which get progressively harder and therefore lighter, and then B pencils that become progressively darker. So although these Derwent pencils aren't categorized like this, if you wanted to have a go at this, I would recommend something like a 4B pencil or above, just so you can get those dark, really dark darks, and that will make life easier for you. And as you can see, it's a really nice effect. But I say when people start drawing with pencil, they tend not to exploit this tonal range or get anywhere near the subtlety. So doing an exercise like this, it opens your mind to the possibilities of the range you can get with a pencil. Now once you've completed them, you can do what I'm doing, which is to go back here and try to correct them. So I'm using a combination, I'm going back with the pencil, just trying to make sure the lines are sort of fairly flat. And you can also use a rubber and a blending stump if you have one to hand to really get a nice effect. So there I'm using the blending stump, or tortillon, which I think is a French word, so I'm never quite sure of the pronunciation. So when you set this exercise up, don't draw your lines, as I say, that's 22 lines. Don't draw the lines too hard, so otherwise you're going to sort of destroy the effect a bit. So I'm actually using my hand as well there. And there we've got the putty rubber. So again, using the rubber helps to just lighten and just make sure we really get the, that nice smooth gradation. Okay, so that's the first exercise, and just take your time with it and see how you get on. Okay, so this next exercise, I've done this with charcoal. So just to be clear, this is with vine charcoal. Vine charcoal rubs out quite easily. It's as opposed to compressed charcoal, which is more like a chalk. So similar idea. This time I've created, I think it was 12 steps here. So dark all the way from 1 to 9. Okay, now then at the top what I've done is I've reversed the scale, so it will make more sense when you see it done there. So yeah, dark, light, and then 1 to 8. Okay, so darkest dark at one end, lightest light, white paper at the other end, and then a scale of 1 to 8. So this is more challenging actually, because charcoal is a harder medium to get these gradients. And so what you have to do, I found I needed to use the blending stump here, because there gets a point where even when you put the charcoal on lightly, it's still going to be quite dark, whereas the blending stump allows you to move it around and lighten the tone. So same challenge though, we're trying to get a nice smooth blocks of tone, not too patchy, and nice step changes between each one. Incidentally, these two exercises, I've borrowed these from a book called Art Class, and it's edited by Ken Howard, an artist who I've mentioned before in some of my videos. He's an excellent artist, works from life, and yes, his books are well worth a look. And these exercises, again, they're just really useful for making you think about tone, because this is just, we're just practicing actually creating tone, but these are the tools, this is the palette that we want to be using when we're doing our drawings. So 9 times out of 10, most people when they start drawing, their drawings will be 80–90% white paper. Most people don't incorporate enough tone. So these are the sorts of exercise that might help you get going with that. And also it's good fun, I'm using the edge of the charcoal there to lay those down. And that time I did it a bit different. I used the edge of the charcoal and just tried to deposit enough in each rectangle so that I could use the blending stump to create the tonal effect. So I think all in all these exercises took me about 40 odd minutes. I've speeded it up a bit for you here. But take your time with them and really try to, push yourself to get these step changes as accurate as possible. And there I've used the putty rubber just to tidy it up. So I hope you find those useful, and give those a go, and let me know how you get on. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye.